All right, good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome you to the June 18th Community Services Commission meeting. It's good to be back. We've missed the last meeting or so. We're happy to be back with all of you. We will start with our Pledge of Allegiance, and I will ask Scarborough Echo Commissioner. Pardon me? Roll call. Let's do roll call first. Let's do roll call first.
It was a good exercise anyway.
Chairperson Ronald Phillips.
Present.
Vice Chairperson Nicole Arcega. Commissioner Megan Scarborough Echo.
Present.
Commissioner Armin Ordian.
Present.
Now, how about we go to the Pledge of Allegiance? Item 2 on the agenda, Megan Scarborough Echo will lead us.
Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Commissioner comments. I will start with Commissioner Ordian.
All right, well, good evening, everyone. You cannot believe it's like summertime is coming, right? And a few months later, Christmas, getting ready for that. The time is going fast. Yeah. So the only comments is just welcome you guests here today, and we're happy to see some activity here. And I think that would be it. Thank you.
Commissioner Scarborough Echo.
It's just good to be back and nice to have an actual public present. So thank you for your attendance this evening.
Yes, thank you for attending tonight. We appreciate you coming down. I just wanted to say we haven't been here since the festivals, and I hope everybody had a great time at those events and the Abby Carter event we had downtown. There's quite a few things happening in the city of Indio, lots of construction projects going around. Stay tuned. I want to remind everyone that you should go to indio.org, to our city website, and make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. You can find out a lot of information about what's happening in the city monthly, but you can also access calendars that tell you what's happening around town. It's really important that we stay up on what's happening within our city, and everyone to get involved where you can and enjoy what we have to offer. Could I get a motion to approve the... Boy, we're on 4. Do we have any public comments that are not on the agenda?
Yes. 2, Mike Zamudio. What first? And then
Mr. Spudio. Yes, thank you.
Glasses to... There you go. All right. Good evening, commissioners, Jim, audience. Good evening to all. I want to speak on behalf of the Indio Sports Park. Kind of like want to propose a name change of the sports park. So I'm going to read some of the comments that I kind of have written down and go from there. As a lifetime resident of the city of Indio and strong supporter who was also an avid participant in the planning of the new Indio Sports Complex, I am here to propose the park be named after Tony Riggins. Tony was born in Indio in 1967. Losing his father at an early age, he was raised along with his brother and sister by his mother, Polly, who worked for Desert Sands Unified School District and was loved and appreciated by all. Tony attended Jackson Elementary, Eisenhower Elementary, Wilson Middle School prior to enrolling at Indio High School. At Indio High School, he excelled academically, played football and basketball. Upon graduation, he enrolled at College of the Desert, where he played football and ultimately received his associate degree in business administration. He then enrolled at California State University, Fullerton, and graduated in 1991, where he earned his bachelor's degree in marketing. Upon graduation, he earned an internship position in the marketing department of the California Angels. He quickly moved up the ladder and served in several positions where he ultimately became the general manager of the California Angels. Tony is the 5th African American general manager in baseball history. And as a fun fact, Tony never did play baseball. Tony is currently the Chief Baseball Development Officer for Major League Baseball, where he oversees the growth of youth and amateur levels of the sport, both domestically and internationally. Even with all of his accomplishments on the national and international levels, Tony has not forgotten his hometown of Indio. He continues to focus specifically on the young people whose opportunities may have been limited by finances or availability. What better role model to name our sports complex? A homegrown person who is about changing lives, creating opportunities, and giving kids a chance they may not ordinarily get. So thank you, and I hope you take this into consideration, look into it further, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next is Dr. Quentin Exon.
Thank you for having me here this evening. I do have to correct a few things. I don't think Tony played football at COD. I went to school with him. Yeah, he played at Indio High School. He was a running back. He got down at Indio High School. He was excellent. And one other thing, he did play baseball. Yes, I played baseball with him when we were young at Davis Field. So he played baseball, a lot of baseball. He's pretty good too. But he didn't play in high school or in college, so that's where that could have come in. But he played a lot of baseball. Just want to take 2 minutes and tell you a story. There was this kid who grew up in, I want to say the rough part of town. We call it Nairobi. Some people call it the island. He lived in a little home that you had to take a dirt road to get to his house. When we used to drop him off at Boys and Girls Clubs because we played sports together, he was somewhat embarrassed. But he didn't want to be dropped off in front of his home because he had to walk through a dirt road and then go to his house. Well, that kid went to the Boys and Girls Club every day. He had dreams, he has aspirations. I remember talking to him, and he used to have this fake check in his pocket all the time, $1 million check. And I'd say, Tony, show me the check. And he said, show me that check. At that time, he was dreaming, he was preparing. Well, he got a Boys and Girls Club scholarship, right? He went to college, went to COD at first. He's in the Hall of Fame at COD, rightfully so. Then he went to Cal State Fullerton. When he went there, my brother went there as well. So I spent a little time with him up there as well, with my brother, and I knew Tony was there. Well, Tony got an internship. This kid who grew up in a rough neighborhood with no father, who found a father figure at the boys' club, like I did. Actually, when he went to college, he had an opportunity. There was a call for someone for an internship at California Angels. And there was tons of people who were on the list. It was very competitive. Tony got a look, it was a blessing. He got in, he wasn't paid anything. He worked delivering mail, to talk to him at the mailroom at the bottom, right? And then he began to work his way up. And I remember after he was there for 10, 15 years, I said, Tony, what do you really do? He said, I'm director of player management. He said, everybody that's on the field, Quint, I've had a role in that. I was like, wow, that's a big thing. Then I get a phone call a few years later. He says, I'm the GM. I was like, is that a big deal? It's a big deal, right? GM of the California Angels. All right, Tony, you got to take some kids up there. So he sends a bus. Kids from Indio fill the bus. We go up there to Angels games. He started giving then, and he hasn't stopped giving yet. He raised over $500,000 for college scholarships. a way out for him was the Boys and Girls Club, but a way up was education. So he know the kids need a safe place where they can go, because facilities matter, but they also need a good education. So that's what he's doing right now. He's the director of player development for Major League Baseball. I know I'm going over. You want to pull the hook, or can I? He's the player of baseball development. Third in line, there's a commissioner of baseball, there's other commissioner, then there's Tony Regans from right here from Indio, California. If there's an opportunity, I don't know if there's an opportunity, but if there's an opportunity to name a place, because places matter. After a person who's homegrown, who's done great things for the community, then I think that should be considered. I can see it now. Indio, the Indios, Tony Regan Sports Complex. Let's do it.
Thank you for your comments. We really appreciate that. Thank you for coming in. We will move on to the approval of the minutes. Could I get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from April 16th.
And I second the motion.
Roll call. Chairperson Ronald Phillips,
Aye.
Commissioner Megan Scarborough Echo,
Aye.
and Commissioner Armin Ordian.
Aye.
Motion carries to approve the minutes.
Very good. We'll move on to item 6. Indio Dog Park Ordinance. Do we have any discussion?
So I received a call from a concerned citizen on, I want to say it was the beginning of May. I don't know now because we haven't had meetings in a while. Her and her husband usually use the Station 87 dog park to walk their dog without any issues. But this particular evening, there was a gentleman who often frequents this park that had his pit bull off a leash, off a harness, and attacked not only their dog, but her husband as well, who had to then go to the emergency room and receive 10 stitches, I believe. So I wanted to open up the discussion about what exactly we could do. I know Ronald and I have talked about this a little bit, that I believe the dog park is taken over by DRD. So
Yes, DRD has all of our parks, yeah. Our ordinance says no dog that's sick in heat or unreasonably aggressive is permitted in any off-leash area. So if we don't know who that is right now, or you might know who it is, we can definitely get that name over to DRD. If you want to get it to me, I'll get it to them. And they just follow our ordinance, which is what it says. So if this person has an aggressive dog, they're not allowed in the dog park. So if you know the name, we can get that, or if you know who it is, description or something, we'll get that to DRD, and then their ambassadors can take care of that.
okay, thank you, Jim.
Yeah, you got it.
Commissioner Ordian, any comments?
Well, I agree with, it's not a good, because you have a kids, you have a dogs, you want to make sure it's a safe place. And thank you, Jim, for looking into that. And yeah, I'm just going to echo that.
Jim, on that, I'm sure the ordinance is posted at the park. Clearly, that's not one of the ones I oversee, so I'm not sure.
We don't have the whole ordinance on there, but it has, I don't know if it has actually that exact one on the ordinance, but we have certain things from the ordinance saying, again, got to be on a leash, or have to be off leash to be inside, but on leash anywhere else. But I can take a look at those rules as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Item 6.2, summer schedule. I assume we would open it up for discussion to adjourn for June or July and August, which is what we typically do each year. Any comments?
I am fine with adjourning for July and August.
I am with you, guys.
Good.
Very
No
good.
motion
Yeah,
needed.
we will go ahead and adjourn then. We will see you all back after summer's over, when it's a little bit cooler in September. Department updates. We can start with Commissioner Megan Scarborough-Lecco, please.
There is finally movement at the golf course, and I'm so excited because I don't have to hear my husband complain about how terrible looking that clubhouse is. So I guess we will now have a normal, functioning, up-to-date clubhouse, and I'm super excited about it. Not that I play golf, but I'm happy for all the golfers. I'm happy for the city of Indio. It's a great place. I actually did play there recently. It was at the end of May. I had a bachelorette party there for a friend, and it was a great evening. So, only place in the valley that you can play at night.
Commissioner Ordian.
Our parks are looking good. The only issue is the weather because it's hot. We don't see many people actually going there. There's nothing, everything looks good. So if any issue will come, we usually reach out to Jim and ahead of time. Thank you.
And I cover the Indio Performing Arts Center naturally, and I can tell you that things over there are moving on everything's running on all cylinders. We are currently in track A of our summer school program. We have 175 students which are participating this year. They're doing Matilda Jr. for the older kids and Movie Magic for the youngers. Their final performances are on Friday. You can go to dtworks.org, find out about their performances, and come support them this Friday. Each group has 2 performances each throughout the day. We're very proud of the hard work that they put in. This is a 2-week program. They're learning songs, choreography, all kinds of things, costume changes, all of that. So we're very proud of the students that we have this go around. We have another track which is starting in July, which will be another 175 students. So keep an eye on that as well. Desert Theater Works has launched their fall program of all of their shows, which they have a great lineup coming starting in October with the Women of Winedale. And they have Jersey Boys coming this year, Tootsie, Legally Blonde, the musical, a lot of great entertainment. So please check that out. Circling back to the kids program, next year we hope to expand to 3 tracks because we have a waiting list of almost 75 children that we would like to be able to accommodate. So I know Desert Theater Works will be looking into making sure that can happen to service all of the students that want to participate in the programs. Center, it's going to be a great year down there. We'll move on to park updates. I will start with my parks, Dominguez and Jorth. I have no comments on my parks at this time. Commissioner Scarborough-Eckel.
My parks are pretty empty. It's probably because it's hot. I did see that DRD had put up the ordinances, at least at Patton Park. I don't know if I caught it at Kauai, but I did see that at Patton Park. I thought that was a good idea, and also the hours for the parks. That was good. One other thing, I think that was it that I had on parks. So.
Thank you. Commissioner Ordian.
I think I covered that in the other item in the agenda. So, it's 110 degrees outside. So, but for the open spaces, there's no comments. And like you mentioned, it's nice to see the cities growing every day. There's always construction here and there. And like I remember 12 years ago, it was, quiet, and now it's a traffic here. But it's a good and a bad in a way, but at least there's so much going on stuff here. So it's really happy to see. Maybe one day we won't have open spaces anymore. Okay, thank you.
Moving on to Mr. Curtis, Community Services Manager.
Hi, good evening. Just a couple quick things for me as far as updates go. Our Food Truck Fridays are still going on, so busy for Fridays, still really busy, no matter how hot it is. It's crazy, the amount of people and the amount of vendors that still go there. It's awesome. Second Saturdays are still a go as well. We had one last Saturday. Didn't have quite the attendance. It was 114, I think, on Saturday. We usually have. We do have one coming up July 13th, so that's our next second Saturday. But before that, we are having a 5th of July event. We're calling it a block party. So we're going to be using, it's on a Friday. So instead of doing 4th of July, we're doing the 5th, only because we want a marriage with Food Truck Fridays. So it's going to be a whole block party. Town Street's going to be closed. Miles will be closed. We'll have carnival games on Miles. We'll have carnival games on Town. We'll have the whole food truck normal, and then at our stage we have a couple we'll have DJ there playing country music and line dancing, and then at 7 o'clock we have a singer coming, country singer, that'll play till probably about 8:30. And then at 9 o'clock, we're having a drone show. Instead of fireworks, we're doing drones. So it'll be a patriotic drone show. Hopefully it's not windy like it was during Sonidos, and they all went down. So we do not want that to happen for 4th of July, but it'll be a great event. And Food Truck Friday stays open till 10 normally. So our event will be 5 to 10 on the 5th of July. And that's all I have.
That's excellent. Thank you, Jim. I had a comment that I was going to ask you. Oh, I saw some lighting and things being installed at Center Stage. Is that permanent, or is that just for the upcoming performance?
No, we're going to be, it's permanent. There'll be permanent lights up there, to
Excellent.
use. And we're, just so you know, you guys know, we're right in the middle of doing the rules and regulations for that stage and the fees. So we're not really knowing what we're going to do with fees, if they use our AV in our lights, or they're going to bring in their own. And are they going to charge? Are they not going to charge? Are they going to be ticketed, not ticketed, things like that. So we're working all that out. We came up with some rules and regulations. We sent them to our lawyer, but they will have to come to council because it'll be a new fee. We can't just throw fees out there and charge whatever we want. We got to pass it through council. So that'll be coming at the July 17th meeting to council, I hope, if we're done by then. And then I've had multiple inquiries from people that want to use that stage. So we need to get that done so we can put this on a calendar for people. And we want to do movie nights, and we want to add things to that. So we need to do a calendar. But again, the number of inquiries I'm getting is pretty crazy. People want to use that stage. So there you go.
Jim. That's really good to hear.
Yeah,
Nice
definitely.
to hear.
And just real quick, I was here on Saturday, took my family to Gabino's Creperie. Unbelievable how good that is, and I've been there once. They have never been there, but walking around Indio on Saturday at 1:30 in the afternoon when it's 105, there were a lot of people here. It was awesome to see. 20 years ago when I first started here at the city, and you guys being residents, you understand, right? It was great to see people walking around Yellow Mart, the Urban Donkey there, going to the record store, Tap House, coming to the Creperie, just looking at the stage. It was pretty good to see. I loved it. So just a quick note.
I think my daughter ate at the Creperie 5 times last week. That's all I'm
Sure.
saying. Yeah,
So good.
she's working at the summer camp down at the Performing Arts Center, and I think she ate there 5 times last week. So
good.
Yeah. With that, we will go ahead and adjourn. Please, everybody, have a safe and enjoyable summer. Enjoy your July 4th, and we will see you back here in September. Thank you, everyone. Meeting adjourned.